Hi there, Lynx here, and this is Crystalline. Of course, we are still playing this lovely game. It's a lengthy one now that I think about it. Lately, haven't played that lengthy of a VN, and it's a nice change, I guess. Anywho, let's get to it. The next morning, we have a quick breakfast and head out of Illumia to continue towards Costa Corral. We walk through familiar rolling hills and grassy knolls late into the dusk. Costa Corral. Sounds fancy. Are we going to some sea? After Hot Springs, are we getting a beach episode too? Maybe? Maybe? As we pass Meadow Hill, I'm washed with a feeling of nostalgia. This is where my adventure started. That's true. That's true. My thoughts wander to my family back home. Do they know I'm gone? How much time has passed at home? Is the passage of time here even equal to that of Earth? What if I go home and everyone's grown old? Will I even be able to go home? I glance at Leanna. What would have happened if if we'd been never met? Would I still be wandering aimlessly around Heavengard? Leanna looks over at me, feeling my gaze on her, and smiles softly. Her smile calms me and quiets my mind. There is no point in focusing on that. What ifs? I should focus on the here and now instead. As the sun begins to set, we make camp and turn in for the night. Okay, this is it for today. We've covered the entire day in the game. No, we can't do it like that. I yawn widely as the soft song of morning pulls me out of the sleep. As the campsite focuses into view, I spot Leanna's empty bedroll and muster the energy to crawl out of bed. Time to get training so I can start my day. I quickly get ready and meet Leanna, who is waiting for me a short distance away from the rest of the camp. She smiles warmly as I approach.
Good morning.
Morning. Leanna sits and then steps closer to me. I pause in surprise as her lips caress my cheek in a gentle peck. As she pulls away, I see the color rise in her cheeks. She bites her lip, suddenly shy at my lack of response. Kiss her. I could get used to this. I'm awake now. Oh. Big decision. Big decision. What do you guys think? Kiss back? I mean, it was in the cheek, but you know, should we give it a shot? Should we? Let's give it a shot. I pull her into me and kiss her firmly on the lips. She melts into me before breathlessly pulling away. It's a good morning. She pushed me playfully.
That was painfully cheesy.
Eh.
Are you ready to get started?
Was it really? Was it? Did I choose the cheesy option, really? Yep. What are we doing first today? Casting or sparring? Maybe both at the same time.
Both.
I'm a freaking genius for predicting this. Where's my clairvoyance when it's about winning a goddamn lottery? Anyway, huh?
We're gonna practice magic augmentation. Now that you've improved in the fundamentals of both sword fighting and casting, we're gonna try to use your magic to enhance your swordsmanship.
Damn! She unsheathes her sword and the crystal in her manipulator shines to life. Soon she's enveloped in a gentle glow. That's a Mage-Knight specific skill, isn't it?
It's definitely a strong factor in what makes a Mage-Knight so formidable. Now unsheath your sword and channel your energy. The magic can help lighten the weight of your sword and make your swings faster and more concise.
I gather the wind magic and direct it towards my blade. It feels as light as a feather, like it could float out of my hand. She looks pleasantly surprised.
Yes, you've got it!
Okay, now tell me how to use that magic to keep fit.
Okay, now when you swing your sword, use the air around you to push the sword in the direction you want it to go.
Okay. I visualize my sword as a magnet attracting the air around. Like a hot knife through butter, my sword slices through the air with a sharp ring. Whoa! I felt no resistance at all! As my sword completes its arc, a wave of energy flies towards Leanna. She raises her blade and easily deflects the wind. Sorry? Leanna stares at me with her mouth agape.
Were you trying to do that?
No, I just practiced swing, like you said. Her expression shifts to one of admiration.
What you did was actually an advanced technique which requires a lot of energy and concentration. I can't believe you were able to do that without trying.
Oh, you don't need to call me a genius. Huh? That's pretty cool. I twirl my sword, enjoying how easily it cuts through the air. I get used to this. Wind augmentation is pretty awesome. Leanna grins.
Since you've been able to pick this up so quickly, are you ready to put it into practice?
Why are we not trying other augmentations? Why are we just wind? Yep. Readying my blade, Leanna matched my fighting stance. We go through the motions as we have so many times before, but this time I'll filter energy into my blade. As she moves to strike, I easily evade her attack. Without the wave of gravity, my return strike nearly catches her off guard.
Good.
Or so I thought. She grins in approval and moves in for another attack. This time I repel the attack with my blade and parry. She ducks out of the way. For once I'm able to keep up with Leanna's attacking using my augmenting abilities. When I see Leanna's sword glow, is she going to augment her abilities too? Her expression becomes stern as she thrusts her sword towards me. Her movement is a blur and I barely catch the attack in time. Before I have a chance to regroup, she strikes me again, and this time I groan as I get knocked back. I don't think Leanna's holding back or taking it easy on me anymore. She continues to overpower me in the sword fights. My breaths come in labored wheezes. Even with my magic, I can't get through her defenses. Wait. My magic. She's clearly a better swordsman, but my magic has shown to be formidable too. As Leanna prepares for another attack, I gather a ball of energy and blast wind magic at her. She uses her arms to guard her face as she deflects the blast. Her eyes flash, but there is a smile playing at her lips. Again, why are you still using just wind? I don't get it. You got the elementals from of different kind. I know you haven't trained it, which is also why you didn't do that, but whatever. In one smooth motion, she retaliates with her own gale. I dig my heels into ground and I'm pushed back. Soon we're evolving wind attacks and sword strikes. In a last attempt to gain some ground in this battle, I channel as much energy as I can into one powerful windstorm and let it fly towards Leanna. She returns with her own ferocious gale and our energies clash between us. Sorry. My windstorm cuts through her gale and knocks her down. What? She blinks up at me from the ground, stunned.
What just happened?
I mean, I figured there was no way I could beat you in a sword fight with all your years of training, but I've been doing very well in casting and would have a better chance of beating you that way, yeah.
That doesn't explain how you overpowered my cast.
My training has obviously paid off.
No, I mean that level of energy output should be impossible.
I mean, you know, I also can see elementals that should be impossible as well, right? Anyway. She looks at my arm and inspects my memories later.
The type of crystal we have for you shouldn't be able to even handle that much energy without shattering.
I guess I'm just a man of talents. Don't blame the equipment for your inabilities. Oh my god. Oh boy. Saying that, it would be instant game over. Let's go, I guess? You know more about this stuff than I do. Leanna nods.
Maybe the next city will have a shop that can help us take a look at it. If not, we can always buy you a new one.
Or maybe we can stop using that. I mean, technically I was supposed to cast without it, right? God damn it. Okay. Sure, yeah. In the meantime, should we continue practicing? She shakes her head.
That's enough training for today.
Oh, damn it, tomorrow is... Technically today, it's Sunday. Fuck. The shops are closed. The fragrant scent of breakfast wafts through the air and my stomach growls. Leanna giggles.
We better get some food in you.
Oi. That's an idea I can get behind. I actually ate before recording a little bit. We gather up our things and head back to the group. Once we return to the campsite, we have a quick breakfast. Afterwards, we clean up the camp and get started on our journey. We'll follow the main road, braking every so often to refuel and rest up. I'm getting more used to the long hours of walking and have even noticed more definition in my calves and legs. Yeah, it does happen, yeah. It did happen to me a little bit because of running as well. In thighs as well. Eventually the shadows grow long as the sun's rays loses its brilliance. We find a secluded area to make a camp again. Oh, nice. This looks nice. We divide the setup duties for camp, then have a quiet dinner together. I'm feeling exhausted from my training this morning, and after all of the traveling, I'm ready to just relax and recharge. I was trying using wind magic to, you know, just not walk and, you know, fly myself around. That would work. It seems like my companions are feeling the fatigue too. After dinner we sit by a fire and talk for a little while when I feel my eyelids begin to grow heavy. Soon the conversations come to a close as everyone disperses to go to bed. Before long I drift off to sleep. Now this would be basically the second day we completed in this episode. I wake bright and early the next morning. Leanna and I have a quick sparring practice and return to the group just in time for breakfast. After we finish eating and clean up the camp, we waste no time in resuming our journey towards Costa Coral. It was kind of nice having her close to me all day for... Huh? What? The road towards Costa Coral is clear, and we make good time. With the sun high in the sky, sweat pricks my skin. The temperature is much milder here than it was back north. It's a welcome change from the previous cold. We arrive at Costa Coral in the afternoon. Let's go! By the sea! Hell yeah! I love it. As we pass through the gates, the first thing I notice is the salty breeze coasting through town. The houses and shops are all built together above ground than what I'm used to seeing, with large white windows to let in the sun and breeze. Dude, the smell, by the way, by the sea, I freaking love it. The smell of the sea in general, and the sand, yeah, it's such a good combination. I would love to live by the sea, to be fair. Maybe especially also if we are talking my crappy Poland country. It's because I guess our sea is, well, safe pretty much. Anyway, we pass through the main square. People peruse the shops, but the bustle isn't quite as busy as the previous towns. Shopkeepers laze by the desk, fanning themselves with white woven fans. Too bad that having a house there or apartment is expensive as hell. Anyway, the slow pace of the town calms me. This would be a real nice place to just relax for a few days. There is a bright smile on Leanna's face as she enjoys the wind combing through her hair. Everyone seems to feel the same tranquility I do. After passing through town, we find the inn where we settle down. We order some food and situate ourselves near the open window. Amelia immediately consults her notes.
Now that we have arrived at Coastal Coral, it would be in our best interest to survey the area and search for additional information which can lead to the water temple.
Okay. No one answers her. I look at the rest of the group and they are staring out of the window. Following their gaze, the view from the inn overlooks brilliant white suns and crystal blue water. The Pango pops out from seemingly nowhere and settles near the window.
It's so beautiful.
No one listened. No one listened to her. Kara grins broadly and leans closer to the window to get a better look. Even Zack relaxes as he watches the gentle lapping of the waves. Only Amelia remains transfixed on her notes.
Perhaps we should inquire with the locals here as to the whereabouts of the temple.
Leanna reluctantly tears her gaze away from the beach.
Well, I suppose we should do that.
Or
we could take a break from all that traveling and take some time to recharge and then scout for information.
I'm with her on that. I vote that, yeah.
Boing.
Pango, that's free. That's 3 votes. Pango seconds that one.
Pongo's got good taste.
Hell yeah. Kara kneels down past the Pango the head. He chirrups happily.
We've arrived here for a purpose, and that purpose should be fulfilled.
Yeah. Leanna?
That's true, but wouldn't we have more success after we've had a chance to rest and can search with fresh eyes?
That's 4 votes for that.
I've been feeling a bit pale after spending so much time in the cold north. It'd be so nice to just relax and bask in the sun for a while.
I mean, that's already 4 votes. We are already decided. We've decided.
The beach sounds like a great idea.
5. It's 5-1. 5-1. Declare victory. There's a pause as we blink at Zack. Really?
Of course.
Leanna wrinkles her brow.
There's no reward for going to the beach.
Do you mean?
Everything I do has to have a reward.
Actually, it does, kind of. Kara, I know what you're thinking. And I know what kind of reward you're thinking. We are on the same wavelength here. Kara smirks and wraps herself around Zack.
Obviously, his motivation for going to the beach is to spend more time with me.
Yeah.
I take it back. Let's do Amy's thing.
There's no takebacks.
Hey!
Amy looks thoughtful.
The journey here has been long. I suppose a brief repose could be a good idea.
Alright, let's go.
Then it's settled.
I know about you guys, but I didn't expect. I didn't exactly pack my swimsuit.
Good point.
I noticed a few clothing shops we passed on our way here. Perhaps we may find something suitable within.
Hell yeah.
Why don't we take a look at the shops, and then we all can meet down at the beach?
We agree to the plan and begin to head off when Kara stops me and Zack.
Nuh-uh. No boys allowed.
What do you mean? I need a swimsuit. What?
It'll be way more fun if it's a surprise. Trust me.
No. I will pick myself. I'm afraid. Okay? If you buy me speedos, no. Never. She winks and hurries out with Leanna and Tammy before we can protest. That just leaves Zack and me to team up and shop for swimsuits. And Pango? After leaving the inn together, we browse the local bazaar. Which flip through the racks. Zack grabs the first pair of dark swim trunks we finds and brings them to the counter for purchase. To be fair, I would only just get shorts and whatever. Whoa, that was fast. He shrugs.
It's not like it really matters.
He's right about that. For the love of God, just don't pick speedos, please. I take a look at a few different sites, but ultimately decide on an orange suit. After buying our suits, we head down the beach to get changed. Suits? We carefully tread down the stairs, carting the wall of the cliff until our feet touch the warm sand. It's a problem when you enter and it's too warm. Anyway, the beach is laden with visitors. Children build sandcastles or race by the water, shrieking when the waves lap their feet. Even more children play along the cliffs, chased by their parents who fiercely scold them. Most people lounge beneath the sun, flipping every so often to even out their tongues. Second, I wait for the girls in a more secluded spot.
Oi.
What's up, Pango? I glance down and see the Pango has returned. You made it here before the girls?
Oi.
Is it just me or does he sound disappointed? We continue to wait. And wait. So, Zach, what kind of swimsuit do you think the girls will get? He shrugs.
Nice ones, I would guess.
I nod. I'm really looking forward to seeing. Leanna's swimsuit choice. Terra's hot boat. Amelia's adorable swimsuits. No. I know, man. To be fair, Amelia, I also treat her like a daughter here. Anyway. Well, we are after Leanna, so you know. What kind of swimsuit Leanna chooses? Based on her reaction to her wolves and armor, I'd guess she might cover up a bit more. Maybe she'll take a one piece?
Yeah, but don't forget, she actually kept the wolf's den armor.
She did? True, so maybe she secretly likes showing more skin?
You'd know better than I would.
What do you mean? What's that supposed to mean?
I mean, if there's anyone she'd enjoy showing more skin to, it's certainly not me.
Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point. My cheeks heat up at the thought.
It's Kara.
That is probably true. Wait, what? Chat matter. What? Zach nods. What? What? It's Kara what? Finally, we hear the girls before we see them. Oh, you heard her or something. I don't know. Kara leads the way and bounces into view. Her string bikini seems to be struggling to stay put.
Hey guys!
I like
Were you waiting
this!
long?
Let's go! Classic! Let's go! This is it! He responds with a low guttural gurgle. Kara blinks.
I mean, yes, we were waiting forever.
She grins slightly.
Sorry to keep you waiting. It took a while for me to find the perfect suit.
She spins around. The bounce is still there. Hell yeah.
So, what do you think?
Zach shrugs.
It's fine.
Kara pouts before she can respond. Leon and Emmy catch up to us. Nice, Leanna, nice as well. I like this. Emmy, okay. Leanna's. Oi. Shut the matter. She has like a knee high. I like that. Leanna's white bandeau suit hugs her in all the right ways, while Emily's pink ruffles make her look cute and girly. I give Leanna once over. That's a very flattering swimsuit. This is my new favorite outfit. It's okay, I guess. One or two. Let's go with this one, why not? Okay, forget about your woolsden armor. You should wear this every day. She glances down at herself.
I'd probably make a lot more friends if I wore this all the time.
After hearing that, I become acutely aware of the lingering eyes on her as people pass by. I'm gonna slay you all. Actually, never mind. In fact, maybe you should change back to what you were wearing before, yeah. Leanna giggles. Definitely. That's the problem, right? You are like, that looks great, you should wear it every day. Then you notice other guys noticing and you're like, You know what? Maybe just in private. Anyway, Amelia walks right past us and settles into the sand. Hey there, Amy.
Greetings.
What? What are you doing?
I am selecting the prime location for me to begin my construction.
Construction?
Of the most structurally sound sand fortress.
Nice! The Pango bounces over to Amy and whooples excitedly.
Of course, you may be of assistance.
Leanna pulls me aside as Amy starts digging in the sand.
Why don't we go check out the water?
Ooh, good idea. I take Leanna's hand and lead her toward the ocean. She glances furtively back at the others, but nobody pays attention to us. Her fingers intertwine with mine as a smile graces her lips. She carefully dips her toe in the water. Push her in, push her in, push her in, push her in. No, leave her less. I watch with amusement as Leanna gently eases herself into the water. Once she's comfortable, she grins and motions me over. I leap in with a splash.
Hey!
Leanna splashes me and I dive out the way before returning the splash. She ducks from the water, but a few droplets catch her. She grins mischievously and uses her arm to send a small wave my way. Whoa, whoa, whoa! I tried to swim out of the way, but the wave splashed my face. If that's how she wants to play, I use both my arms and send an even larger wave over in Leanna's direction. She automatically moves her arm into casting position, hoping to push the wave away from her, and realizes too late that she's still not wearing any manipulator. Old habits must die hard. The wave crashes around her.
Oh, you are so going to regret that.
No, I will not. Uh-oh. Let's do anything crash now. I try to swim away and put some more distance between her and myself. For all I know, she's going to somehow send that tsunami my way. Leanna swims closer to close the gap. Wait, we are just having fun, right? Right? I ready myself for the worst, but to my surprise, Leanna swims over to me and boops me on the nose. Huh?
Fooled you?
She giggles.
I got you all riled up for nothing.
Oh yeah? I grab her waist and pull her into me. She gasps and she looks up at me, her chest against my own. Oh, yes. With the team back on the beach, I draw Leanna into a lingering kiss. Her eyes flutter as we pull breathlessly away. Now, who's the one all riled up?
Still you.
She playfully pushes me away, trying to mask the color in her cheeks. Leanna squeezes some of the water out of her hair.
I think I'm ready to dry out a bit in the sun.
Yeah, same here. Let's go check back in with the others. We head back to shore. Amelia's fortress looks to be nearly complete. That girl works fast. The Pongo bounced from buttress to buttress, a little shovel in his mouth. I need a CG of that. That's cute. He's helping. Zack lounges on the sand, his eyes closed, while Kara pouts beside him. She doesn't look too happy at Zack. As soon as she spots us, she rushes over to Leanna.
I'm feeling kind of hungry. Are you hungry? Let's go get some food.
She grabs Leanna's hand and drags her over to the food cart. I stand next to Zack. What was that about?
Meh.
What do you mean? Zack leans back in his beach chair. Kara, once again, I shall act as your wingman. Okay? Listen, man. We have to have a talk. A serious talk. Zack. I nudge him.
What?
What are you doing?
Trying to relax.
You should be relaxing with Kara.
I was. She was right next to me.
Maybe with your eyes open and focused on her? Zack raises an eyebrow. Leanna returns with an ice cream and seems... Wait. Was there something jump? No, okay. And and seems excited to eat it. Kara trails behind her. She stops right in front of Zach, but turns to face Leanna.
I am starving.
When Leanna looks at Kara, she seems just as baffled as ever. Kara reveals a banana and nothing else. I thought she was starving. Where is this going? Like, where is this going? She peels the banana and then carefully maneuvers the fruit as far into her mouth as possible.
Terra, be careful. If you take it all at once, you could choke.
Kara grins and slowly pulls the intact banana into her mouth.
Oh, don't worry. I have great control over my gag reflexes.
Zach starts coughing as his face turns red.
But you're right. I'm just so hungry that I got a little eager. Is this better?
She puts a sizable amount of banana in her mouth at once, then noticing Leanna's chugging carefully pulls back. Lol, she takes in a bit more, then pulls back. I don't think she's actually planning on eating. She makes eye contact with Zach.
You have weird eating habits.
Kara's eyes flash and she takes a vicious bite of the banana. For some reason I wins. And so does Zach. When she's done eating, Kara gets close to Leanna again.
Oh, do you know what we forgot to do? Put on sunscreen.
Wait, what? Leanna's eyes widen.
You're right.
You don't like to tan? I mean, you're still tan with a sunscreen.
It's not about tanning. It's about protecting your skin.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's what I said. Kara leads Leanna over to the beach towels and the two of them settle in. Then Kara smears a glob of sunscreen to her hands and starts rubbing the lotion across her chest. Zach's gaze is fixated on the gentle rhythm of her hands. Well, see, Zach, you idiot. If you spent some time with Kara, it could have been... It could have been me. But Kara would be free and you could be doing the same thing. Well, it's your fault. Leanna follows Kara's lead and begins liberally spreading sunscreen on her skin. I'm mesmerized by the smooth flow of her hands across her supple skin and imagine they are my hands, traveling up and down her body. Suddenly Kara's lying on her stomach on the towel and motions to Leanna. I turn to Zach. GG, you idiot. You know, I couldn't sit when you were on the bed in Woosden in this pose, but I'm starting to understand what you mean.
I told you, it's the most attractive pose.
Oh, I know what you're referring to now. Maybe not most attractive, but pretty attractive, yeah.
Leanna, do you think you could help me with my back? I'll return the favor.
Of course.
Leanna kneels beside her and squirts the lotion in her hands. Suddenly, the bikini strings across Kara's back fall to her sides undone.
You'll be able to reach more this way.
Leanna then carefully wraps her hands along Kara's skin, making sure to spread the sunscreen evenly across her whole back.
Oh, that feels so nice.
Oh, by the way, Zach has a nosebleed. Pathetic. Zach clears his throat and tries to look away, but his eyes are repeatedly drawn back to the girls. Even I start to feel the flush in my cheeks. I really wish I were Kara right now. As Leanna's hands travel up Kara's back, the strings holding her bikini up fall loosely to her sides.
Oops.
That's okay. I don't want any tan lines anyway.
Tan lines are hurtful. Anyway, Kara lets out a soft moan as Leanna finishes up her back. A small, strangled sound escapes Zach's throat. I look over and notice a stream of blood trickling out of his nose. Dude, what is wrong with you? I think you've got a bit of something. I gesture to his nose.
I'm fine.
When Leanna is done, she helps retie Kara's swimsuit. As Kara stands, she turns around to speak to Zach, then smirks when she notices their nosebleed.
Alright, Leanna, your turn.
Heh. Leanna looks back at us and frowns.
Maybe later, when we don't have so much of an audience.
I can close my eyes if that helps.
It doesn't.
Fuck. Zack and I get shooed away while Kara gives Leanna the same sunscreen treatment. Zack wipes his nose and quickly turns to his usual self while I sneak as many peeks at the girls as I can. Kara seems very familiar with Leanna. My mind wanders back to all those times they shared a room. What actually happens behind closed doors? After a while, the girls return and Kara throws a ball at us. Zack's lightning reflexes catch the ball.
Nice catch.
Where did you get this?
Doesn't
Shop.
matter.
Shop, I'm guessing shop.
Kara?
She giggles.
I bought it, silly. It was with us the entire time. But I suppose you were a bit too distracted to notice.
You know what else I noticed that I was too distracted to notice before? Through the entire game? They actually are briefing in this game. What the hell? She winks. What game are we playing?
Beach ball.
Leanna grins.
A classic beach game.
What are the rules of beach ball at your place? How do you play?
We'll split into teams. Me and Zack, and you and Leanna. We'll each stay on our own sides of the court and try to hit the ball over to the other side without letting it drop to the ground.
Okay, so sounds the same. This sounds suspiciously like beach volleyball. Sounds fun. I hope you're ready to lose. I don't like volleyball. Sounds fun. Sure, that sounds like it could be fun.
And it'll just be an added bonus when we win.
Aye. Kara smirks.
Oh yeah? Should we make a wager?
Huh. I paid as I remember the last time we made a wager. Let's just keep it a friendly match this time. Kara laughs.
You better get into position or this first serve will be an automatic point for me.
Leanna and I hurry over to the other side of the court. There is a towel placed in the sand to divide the two sides. I was good at serving, actually. My floaters were destructive. I don't know even how I learned them, to be honest. Kara serves first, even though Zack said he would be serving, and Leanna likes to bump it. Then I spike it over the side, expecting the ball to smash the ground, but Zack saves it and bumps it over. I scramble to reach it, but it lands gently in the sand. Okay, that wasn't the strongest start. It isn't long before Zack and Kara get into the swings of things. Soon the volleys to either side take longer and longer. At one point, Emmy wanders over and sits down the sidelines to watch. On the last volley, Kara spikes the ball over to our side. Leanna likes to bump it but misses it by a breath and the ball bounces in the sand. Leanna lets out a frustrated groan. She serves the ball hard and it flies out of the court. It's okay! Try to give her a pep talk. Suggest using magic. Should we try doing that? Maybe? Hey, Leanna! Hey, I have an idea. Leanna looks at me curiously. I know how those two are good. So good at this game.
Me neither.
But we can't let them win.
No!
I can fit a sphere in my pocket. Leanna froze her brow.
You're suggesting we cheat?
It's Ness. What we are doing right now isn't working. Besides, do you really want to have Zack and Kara lording over that one time they beat us at the beach volleyball? Leanna's expression soars.
Are you guys ready to play or are you discussing how you'll forfeit?
Leanna's eyes flash.
Go get the crystal.
I start coughing. Hold on, let me grab some water. I race over to the towels and grab on the flasks of water. After checking to make sure no one's watching, I slip the wind crystal into my pocket. Then I take a swig from the flask and return to the group. I can't believe we convinced her. Leanna gives me a knowing look.
Ready?
I nod. At my signal, Zack serves the ball. I easily bump it back and Kara sets it so Zack can spike. The ball curves towards the edge of the court and Leanna races to hit it. Quietly I will breeze to push the ball off the bounce. Oh, you. We start a fresh serve and volley the ball back and forth. Whenever it looks like Leanna or I will miss, I gently persuade the ball to land where we can bump it back. Sweat drips down Kara and Zack's face as they push themselves. Their expressions have hardened with determination and their trash talk kisses as they strain to keep up. Meanwhile, Leanna and my spirits are higher than ever. I wonder why. As Zack misses Leanna's spike, he kicks at the sand in frustration.
What the hell was in that water?
Who knows? For the first time, Amelia speaks.
It is surprising that you all have not noticed that they have been casting magic for the entirety of the second half of the match. Amy!
Leanna flashes as soon as Amy calls us out. I have to salvage it somehow. That's so crazy.
Have they been casting? They aren't wearing the manipulators.
He has a crystal which he has slipped into his pocket while using the guise of a needed refreshment.
God damn it. Oh, you noticed!
It was quite obvious. How come you didn't say anything? I was curious of the outcome of such a maneuver.
Seriously? You guys are cheating?
I guess the gig is up.
And you were okay with this, Leanna?
Her face turns bright red and she struggles to respond. She must be feeling a bit guilty. Since I pressured her into it, I throw Zack's words back at him. Oh, ho, ho, ho. So are you guys ready to play or are you discussing how you will forfeit?
Only if you get rid of the crystal.
Fine. Plot twist, I can still cast without it. I mean, we were supposed to be able to. Anyway, without the crystal, Zack and Kara regain their lead easily and ultimately win. Leanna pouts as Kara and Zack celebrate. I still don't understand how they are so good.
Neither do I.
Amy brushes herself off as she stands.
It is because they play upon each other's strengths. Kara's dexterity and swift reflexes allows her free range to set up the ball for Zack's powerful strikes.
We did that! Amelia gives me a blank look. Sort of.
That's pretty smart of them. We mostly just split the court in half and figured if the ball fell into whoever's half, that's who would try to hit it.
Really are a perfect match. Kara throws her arms around Zack and she jumps up and down in celebration. A broad smile splits his face as Zack's arms wrap around her too. Ooh! Suddenly he seems to realize that what he's done and quickly lets go. Kara grins and scoots back close to him.
We make a great team, don't we?
You're pretty good at this.
Oh, was that a compliment I just heard?
Zack crosses his arms.
Don't make a big deal out of it.
Zack, for heaven's sake! Eventually she will give up on you. She laughs.
Well, you're pretty good at this too.
With the game over, we all gather together and hang out. I have no regrets about that. That little bit of cheatsy doodles. The sun begins descending the sky and we enjoy the light breeze billowing around us. Oh boy, I did not expect that light. Collectively, we relax in the sun and enjoy the last warmth of the sun. I close my eyes as I soak in the rays, but I still feel a bit restless. I nudge Leanna. Boop. Let's go for a walk.
Sure.
Yes. Brushing off the sand, I get to my feet and the two of us walk in pace. The beach expands out onto the horizon. Brilliant colors paint the sky as the sun kisses the ocean line. We pass by the cliffs and both Leanna and I hear voices. She stiffens as she goes on high alert.
Do you hear that?
Yeah? We pick up the pace and can make out frantic yelling.
Help! Somebody help!
Oh boy. My head swings around as I glance wildly about me, when my gaze focuses on a small boy gripping the edge of the cliff with his tiny fingers. His face is a wash of panic as tears stream down his face. A woman who I assume is the mother screams for help, tears glistening in her eyes as a crowd of forms around them. Leanna breaks from me and tries to address the boy. I'm close on her heels.
Everything is going to be okay. I just need you to keep holding on, okay?
That's the toughest part, probably. The boy chokes out his words between sobs.
I can't.
That doesn't sound like a boy at all. Like, grown man, come on.
Don't let go. Just keep holding on. Damn it. I need my manipulator.
Do I still have the... I probably have the crystal, right? She turns on her heel and sprints back towards the group and our belongings. Leanna!
Make sure he holds on. I'll be right back.
I mean, I do have... My heart races as she disappears from view. The boy swings precariously on the cliffside. She'll never make it in time.
I can't.
You can do it! Just hold on a little bit longer, okay? A little bit.
My hands are...
My hands, they sweaty. Time slows as the boy fingers slip. I feel helpless as I watch one hand flail and then the other, and suddenly the boy disappears as she falls. My ears pound to the beat of my heart, and all sounds are muted as if washed away by the ocean. He rushes through the air, but time seems to slow as I reach out my arm. The only thought in my head is to save him. I want him to slow. He's falling too fast. Slow down! Gather the wind around him and slow down! And to my surprise, he does. His descent slows and slows until he's hovering just above the ground. And then he drops ungracefully into the sand, but ultimately unhurt. His mother is right by his side, clutching him to her chest. His sobs are drawn by the tears of his mother as she scolds him with a mixture of harsh words and kisses. The scene replays in my head over and over again. How he was falling and then he wasn't. Remember reaching out my arm. And then... the wind that saved him. Was it from me? I can still feel the lingering tingle in my arm as the energy dissipates. Gradually the shock wears off and I feel like life returns to my lips. I'm a bit groggy, like I've just woken up from a nap, but I still notice the intense stares a few people are giving me. Whew. Whispers snake around me and I catch words like casting and impossible.
That was magic, wasn't it? The boy slowed down and then stopped in midair. You saw it, didn't you? But who could have cast it? Must have been a mage out here watching. Yeah.
They glance around looking for anyone who could be suspicious and their gazes land on me. Uh-oh. As their eyes narrow, Leanna finally turns and rushes over. The team is right behind her. Our things already gathered. Leanna gently urges me to move.
Now that the boy is safe, we should get moving.
Indeed, it will only cause more questions the longer we stay.
Yada yada. And as we trudge out of the cliffside stairs, I can't stop wondering... was that me? I knew I wanted to save the kid, but I wasn't wearing my manipulator. That's impossible, isn't it? Didn't you have the crystal in your pocket still? Oh, whatever. And yet I felt the unmistakable tingle of magic flow through my arm. Kara voices my thoughts in a low, urgent voice.
What happened back there?
I don't know.
You casted.
What?
Somehow, you have discovered a method in which you can cast without your manipulator.
Which, by the way, was technically our goal from the very beginning, but whatever. But I thought that was impossible.
Yes, however, absorbing energy directly is impossible too. For you to use that internal energy to cast is a new occurrence for all of us.
We don't know how to channel magic without a manipulator, so we could only teach you to cast in the only way we know how.
Do you believe you could replicate such a casting?
Who knows? I'm not sure.
Maybe here isn't the best place to be discussing this.
As that guys, the crowds of people rushing past us, presumably to check out the beach.
Yeah, let's get to the inn first.
Oh boy. We all change of our swimsuits and then regroup. Carol leads the way and soon brings us to the inn as night falls. We settle down in a secluded corner, all wearing grave expressions. The more I think about it, the more I'm able to come to grips that I casted from within, and the more excited I feel. After all, I just did the impossible! The silence is stifling. I can feel the questions stuttering on the edge of the team's lips, but no one seems willing to speak up first. I want to see if I can cast that again, but Vayne isn't the best place to do that. Leanna is the first to break the silence.
So, the beach.
I look at her.
You casted without a manipulator.
Papa, I guess. Yeah. Hearing that still sounds so weird and unnatural.
How did you do it?
Yeah. I have no idea. Everything happened so fast.
Perhaps you can recall certain stimuli which may have affected you differently.
I think back. Well, the kid was falling, and I didn't want him to get hurt, and it just happened.
Was there a technique you used which is different than what you normally do?
I don't know. I reached out and the energy shot out of my arm.
Did the energy feel any different?
Emmy raises a brow at Kara.
What? I'm not a caster.
Maybe a bit more concentrated? I really don't remember. My mind was focused on other things. Emmy frowns.
There must have been an effect which triggered the change in the cast. Something which allowed you to connect with your inner reservoir of energy. If you could just recall what it is, you could replicate the cast.
Maybe it's just the moment? My mind is a swirl of thoughts. Leanna noticed my discomfort. I think it was just a moment, basically, right? Maybe that's why it worked like that.
Maybe we should table this discussion for later.
It is imperative that we discover how to recreate the cast.
I don't know.
I agree, but we may be more successful if he tries to cast again. And the inn isn't the ideal place to practice.
Amy pauses and then nods.
You are correct. We shall attempt to recast again when we are more isolated.
Maybe we should figure out our next steps for finding the water temple.
You're right. We had our break at the beach, but we did come here for a reason.
This city is the closest to the islands among the coast. If I recall correctly, the exact location of the water temple has been lost to even Elderism.
Oh boy.
My assumption would be that it is located on one of those islands, similar to how the wind temple was located on the floating isles.
And before it's underwater as well, oh boy.
An intelligent assumption, but one that will keep you from the true location, I fear.
Crystalline. Huh? We turn to the stranger approaching our table. His silver hair is pulled back out of his face to reveal kind brown eyes. He's tall in stature with a sturdy build, but the rugged lines in his face show his age. He offers us a genuine smile through his full beard.
That which has been hidden from memory is safely stored beneath nature's rocky peaks.
What? Who is this guy and why is he eavesdropping on our conversation? Zack narrows his eyes.
And who are you?
Just a simple bard.
A bard?
The man's eyes light up. He clears his throat.
I warned the lonely soul not to seek comfort from the sea, for her will cannot be tamed, and when she pulls him into a watery bosom for his death, she cannot be blamed.
I like this guy. Suddenly Leanna leaps out her chair. It tops over with a clatter. Her cheeks are rosy and her voice grows in enthusiasm as she finishes the recitation.
And yet still he sought her bravely, wading ever deep. And far beneath her seafoam lace, his secrets she will keep.
I have no idea what's happening. Why do you know that? Her eyes shine with a bright wonder as she stares transfixed at the man. He grins at her.
That was beautiful. I thank you.
I love the poetry of Giggling. It's great to meet someone who also knows of his work.
The man grins but doesn't say more.
When did you come across his poem?
Just after I finished writing it, I suppose.
That's a good one. Leanna looks as if she just had a heart attack.
You're Giggling?
He nods and bows slightly. Leanna takes in a sharp breath of air, then squeals excitedly.
I can't believe I'm talking to the Giggling!
She hops up and down in excitement and giggles like a schoolgirl. Her face is flushed and there are stars in her eyes.
Your poems and stories are what got me through my toughest years at the academy. Would it be okay if... I mean, it's just such an honor. Can I shake your hand?
It's so funny seeing her fangirling like that. He responds, giggling, holds Leanna's hands in his own, and she lets out a squeak at his touch.
I am honored to meet someone who has such a deep appreciation for my work.
Who's giggling? Kara and Zack wear the same black expression I have.
You don't know him?
Well, is it really that surprising that I don't know him?
The famous bard! He's traveled throughout Asaria, recording the stories of adventurers. His poems are known throughout Havengard. He's a legend.
Need I remind you why I might not know him?
You give me too much credit.
Really? Really?
You're just being humble.
Leanna looks completely smitten. I'd like to check out his work. Please, it's not like he's a rocket scientist. I don't get the appeal of celebrities. Yeah, I kinda don't. I don't like how into this guy Leanna is. I mean, she likes the poetry. First one, right? I guess. I mean, what else could we really choose? I would say that, yeah, whatever. Leanna speaks really highly of him, and I haven't seen her this excited about anything else. Maybe his work is worth checking out? I'd love to read one of your poems.
You're too kind. Perhaps I could give you a live performance, if there's time.
Let's go. He taps his flute. Leanna's eyes go wide.
A live performance would be the best thing ever.
Oh, actually, I think I have heard of this guy. You wrote about the thief and the purple marble, right?
About what and what? He seems pleasantly surprised.
One of my earlier works. I am pleased people are still familiar with it. It is a fun little tale.
That doesn't explain why you're here, or why you were listening in on us.
True.
Oh, I'm sorry if I overstepped, but it's been a long time since I'd heard anyone talk about the temples. I couldn't help but be interested. And it sounds like you could use some help, too. I can guide you to the entrance of the water temple. It's located below the mountain valley.
How do you know where it is? He knowingly taps his nose.
As a bard, I do come across all manner of stories and information.
He strokes his beard in thought.
If you're open to the suggestion, I'd be happy to show you where it is.
Why would you want to join us?
I'll admit my motives are a bit selfish. If you're adventurers seeking out the temple, I'd like to share in your adventure.
Leanna gasps.
You want to record a story about us?
He nods.
I promise I won't be dead weight. I know the journey through the temples is treacherous, but I have heard a lot about them through my own travels.
Zack seems skeptical.
Stories are stories. How do we know if your information is accurate?
Kara nods.
Yeah, that one about the thief seemed pretty fantastical.
Because he's Giggling. He doesn't need to make up stories. He bases them all on real events.
Wait, what? As she said, he's fantastical. Whatever. Throughout this, Amelia had been scanning through Elder Ism notes.
Perhaps there is merit in what the bard says. If even Elder Ism had difficulty locating it, then it must be well hidden. We do know that the Aquarians use the nearby mountains as defenses against neighboring tribes. It is not unlikely that the temple could have been built within the mountain. Difficult terrain deters unwanted visitors.
Then it's settled. Giggling can lead us to the temple.
Amelia nods.
It would be valuable to have the aid of a knowledgeable bard such as he. I spent many a late night reading through his tales of past heroes. They are quite fascinating.
Giggling smiles warmly.
They deserve all the recognition they've received.
Kara eyes the people trickling to the inn. They talk unmeasuredly about the secret mage at the beach today.
It is getting a bit late. Maybe we should turn in for the night. We can head to the water temple tomorrow with the help of our new guide.
Agreed! I also don't really want to listen to people talk about the beach instead. What if there's an unlikely chance someone recognizes me? Giggling smiles at us and pushes himself to his feet.
I'm very excited to see this next adventure unfold. I will meet you here in the morning.
See ya. We say our goodbyes and head upstairs. As I get ready for the bed, I notice the Pango never returned. He's probably decided to spend the night with the girls. The lucky Pango gets to go wherever he likes. I crawl into my bed and eventually fall into a dreamless sleep. And I will end the episode. It was a good one, I think. Man, this game just gave me another idea of what to maybe do in my next week of vacation. One of them hot springs. The second of them, maybe I should drive to the north of the country to check out the sea. It's been a while. A matter to be considered. Anyway, for now, let's end it here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Consider liking the video if you did. That'd be much appreciated. You can tell me yourself. How long has it been for you since last time you've been on the beach? Be it sea, be it river, whatever. Just like, you know, a sandy beach. Subscribe if you haven't already. That would be very much appreciated as well. And that way, you know, you can get the info that the next Crystalline episode has been up. You can also go to Twitch, Instagram, Twitter if you are into that as well. But for now, hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next episode of Crystalline from Pixel Fate. Bye bye.